not to kill me.
Okay. Watch this.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. You got me.
I told you, dummy.
Okay, please. Dang, you shot me for real. Damn, baby, I'm sorry. Okay.
Let me go right now.
Okay, I'm sorry. Damn, baby.
Now you're dummy and go to jail.
Damn, I'm sorry.
Call the police! Call the police right now!
Hello everyone, I want to talk to you guys about a video that I saw today. It was filmed in Chicago. It shows a woman talking to a man about whatever, and the man all of a sudden decides to attack her. And the woman begins to fight him off. She struggles with him, and she pulls out a pistol, and she says, "Watch what's about to happen." Something like that. She pulls the trigger, shoots him. The guy still grabs onto her. The guy still holds on to her. She warns him, "I'm going to kill you." She shoots him a second time, and then both of them go off camera, and you can hear her shooting him a third time. Now, we don't see what happened off camera, but I'm going to assume that the guy was still holding on to her, because when she fired the first two shots, it's visibly justifiable, because you can see clearly that he is still grabbing onto her after the first shot. So the second shot was justified. Third shot, I'm still going to argue that it was justified, because even if he wasn't grabbing onto her on the third shot, and I'm going to assume that he was still grabbing onto her, but even if he wasn't, the guy is still a piece of shit, because he decided to try to take advantage of a woman. What happened was that she actually helped him out. He was in a scuffle with two other men, and she intervened, and she helped this guy out. And they were talking about something, and he decides, even though this woman helped me out, here she is, by herself, easy prey. I'm going to take advantage of her. The guy obviously has the mind of a predator, and predators don't care about their victim helping them in any way. In fact, the way that a predator thinks is that if the victim helps him out, the victim must be an idiot. The victim must be foolish. I mean, why would you help someone out? Because people tend to think that everyone else thinks like them. This is how people tend to think, right? And we've all done this. We tend to believe that people think like us. So if we're nice people, then we automatically think, well, other people must be nice. If we like to help other people out, then we'll assume that people would appreciate that, because we would appreciate it if someone helped us. If somebody helped us out, we would think, wow, what a nice person. We wouldn't think, oh, this person's an idiot, let's take advantage of him. But predators think that way. Predators think in a way that basically says, oh, this person helped me, this person gave me some money, haha, what an idiot, I duped them. And they get a pleasure out of the idea of duping people. They get a pleasure out of the idea of taking advantage of people. So this guy, being a predator, sees this woman by herself, decides to take advantage of her and try to mug her. What he did not know was that she was an undercover cop. And in the police report, it says that he actually tried to steal her firearm. So perhaps he did know that she was a cop, but nonetheless, still, doesn't matter. He's still a piece of shit. He sees a woman by herself and just says, she's a woman, I'm a guy, I'm stronger, I'm going to capitalize on this. He was trying to steal her firearm, which means that she had an absolute right to shoot him, because by stealing her firearm, he could have killed her. So it's obvious self-defense. The woman was completely within her right. Here's the thing. The guy dies in the hospital. His family has filed a lawsuit against the city for $10 million. So let me get this straight. Your son or your relative, however you are related to him, is a piece of shit, piece of garbage, human trash, criminal who tries to rob a woman. The woman defends herself and kills him, and somehow she's not the victim, but he is. She's not the victim here. No. He's the victim, even though he was the predator. So the predator all of a sudden is a victim, and because the victim decided to defend herself and killed the predator, that means that somebody has to be punished. The police have to be punished, the city has to be punished, and they owe the family $10 million. Well, for one thing, you spawned this human being in. Well, it's hard for me to call him a human, but you spawned this person into the earth, and you did not rear him correctly. So really, the family is responsible for this person coming out the way that he did. I mean, things usually come down to bad parenting. When someone is no good, usually the parents are no good. Usually the parenting was no good, and really, the family is whoever raised this guy is responsible to a certain extent for him coming out the way that he did. But that doesn't matter, right? None of that stuff matters. Bad parenting doesn't matter. His own actions don't matter. His own decisions don't matter. None of that matters. What matters is that someone decided to defend themselves, and this person is dead because he was attacking someone, and his victim defended herself, and he ended up dead, and that's bad. That's bad, and someone has to be held responsible, and the city now owes the family who raised this trash $10 million. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. But it really is. It really goes to show how rotten American society has become. And I've seen so many of these stupid stories. You know, so many people try to sue police departments. So many people want to sue police officers or sue the police because of something that their relative did that ended up getting that relative killed. And all of a sudden, somebody has to pay. No. In fact, if anyone should pay, it should be the family for raising such a piece of garbage. But no one would ever want to. No one would ever want to bring what I'm asking for into fruition because it goes against the insanity of modern day society. Nobody wants to hold parents into account. Nobody wants to hold bad parenting into account. Nobody wants to hold people accountable for their own decisions. And the people that actually defend themselves, be it a police officer, be it just some regular person, those people are the bad guys all of a sudden, and it's just crazy. It really is crazy. And it's amazing. This guy attacks a woman, and she defends herself, and she kills the guy. Where the hell are all the feminists coming out praising her for defending herself against the mugger? I'm not hearing anything. I'm not seeing anything. But she's not the victim. The predator is the victim. It's absolutely sickening. And there's so many people who sit there and they attack cops and they say all cops are bastards and this and that and this. I saw a story today from El Paso, Texas. Some guy in a mall started shooting. Do you know who stopped him? It wasn't some patriot with a gun. It was an off-duty police officer. And he didn't even fire a shot. He actually took the guy down. I thought all cops were bastards. I thought all cops were evil. But this guy, off duty, And people will sit there and say, oh, cops, they just do things because they're ordered to. This guy was not ordered to do anything. He was off duty. And yet he put his own life on the line. He put his life at risk by taking down a shooter. But I thought all cops were evil. What we're seeing is an attack on authority. And St. Paul says that the state holds the sword, and the police officers are the sword of the state. And so what we are seeing is an attack against the sword of the state. And St. Paul tells us in his letter to the Romans that the state holds the sword and unleashes, or not unleashes, it basically is, the state is the one that carries out the vengeance of God. So when police officers kill bad guys, that's the vengeance of God being unleashed. So what they're attacking are the people who unleash the vengeance of God. And it's an amazing thing to say. Like St. Paul, he tells us, that the state holds the sword, that the state is an avenger. And St. Paul also tells us that vengeance belongs to the Lord. Well, since he also says that the state unleashes vengeance, then that means that the state unleashes the vengeance of God. Now, of course, they are governments that do evil things. That goes without saying. Use common sense. But we're not talking about the exceptions. We're talking about general. We're speaking in a general way, in a general sense. And when bad guys kill people who deserve it, that is God's vengeance being unleashed. And so when an officer sees evil and he takes it upon himself to take that evil out, and he has a righteous anger against those evildoers, that is the anger of God. It's a really beautiful metaphysical reality. Anyway, I thought I would just add that. You guys just heard some theology. God bless.